Hello, YouTube. It's me, John Avenger, once again, and welcome to Rotten Tomatoes Month. This time I'm going to be reviewing movies that got a 60% to 100% rating on Rotten Tomatoes. I care about the rating system? No, because some movies that got fresh were not good, like Fembusters and Rogue One and etc. But you know what I mean. But this is going to be the start of this series, and I'm going to go all the way through February 28th. The first movie we're reviewing it is Groundhog Day, so this is the perfect movie to see on a day like this. And it had got a 92% on Rotten Tomatoes, so this is certified fresh. And that is Bill Murray's Groundhog Day. Yeah, I hadn't seen this movie since I was a kid, so I finally rewatched it. It's a really good movie. It's still as funny as when I watched it as a kid. Now, in case you don't know what this movie's about, I'll give you a quick synopsis. Basically, Bill Murray's a weatherman, and he goes to this festival in Pennsylvania where the groundhog comes out and see it. If he sees a shadow, then it's more so a winter. If he doesn't, then it's early spring or something like that. And basically, he's reliving the same day over and over and over again. So, yeah, they've taken this premise and ran into the ground recently. Edge of Tomorrow did that. Pete's Christmas, Christmas Do Over, The Last Day of Summer. A lot of TV movies have done this. But this movie did it the best because they managed to make repetitive scenes funny with, each passing day he does something different to try to make his day seem better. This movie came out, February of 1993. I was 8. The budget 14 million. See, you don't need $100 million budget to make a comedy, guys. Fembuster should know that. That's why it failed. And this was a huge hit. It made 70 million, 70.9 million back in 1993. That was a lot of money. And yeah, it's a funny movie. Like, it's one of Bill's best movies after Ghostbusters. And it is a film. It's been deemed culturally, historically aesthetic from the National Film Registry. Because, see, unlike your stupid comedies from this decade, Hollywood, this doesn't have dirty humor. It doesn't have gay jokes. It doesn't have freaking bad acting. It doesn't have cringe-worthy dialogue. It doesn't have stupid references to other movies. It's its own movie. That's the problem with comedies today. They have to explain the joke or repeat the joke or like telegraph the joke before it even gets the punchline hits. I'm like, this movie has punchlines. Yeah, it has punchlines and it makes for a funny script. I mean, this had Danny Rubin and Harold Ramis, may rest in peace. He directed and wrote the movie and produced it. So his touch is in the movie. Granted, I know this is the last film he will work with Bill Murray as a director and actor, but it's a good movie. What a way to go out. Because, the movie is a classic from 1993. You have a really good supporting cast. You have Chris Elliott as the cameraman. I've always liked Chris Elliott as an actor. Andy McDowell is very charming in the movie. She's not annoying in this like she was in Hudson Hawk, where she's just, everybody in that movie's nuts. Here, she's grounded and down to earth and very sweet and has a nice southern accent. And, her and Bill Murray have a lot of chemistry. They glow on screen, they dance, they talk to each other, they're kissing on the neck. It's sweet. It's very, romantic. And it's not forced down your throat. They did a stage musical adaptation back in 2016. Weird. I don't know how you can take this and sing through it, but hey, they can make a musical out of everything nowadays. But yeah, they constantly play the song "I Got You, Babe," the Sonny and Cher song from back in the '60s, I believe. Yeah, it's funny because he keeps hearing that song, and then he destroys the alarm clock, and he's like, "Oh my god, I gotta wake up to this song every day at 6 in the morning." I would just go nuts. But yeah, there's a couple of things that do bother me in the film. Like, there's some scenes that I think could have been cut out. It's an hour and 40 minutes. You could have cut 10 minutes of this movie out. There's a scene where him and him and call it him and this old man, they he's trying to beg in the street, and then in the future, even though it's on the same day, the old man dies. Yeah, that was completely useless. It makes it gives a movie this dramatic punch that I'm like, I know you want me to feel something, but he's old. What do you think was going to happen to that old guy in another day or two? It just felt forced. Like you don't need drama in this movie. You can have a dramatic scene, but having somebody die in a comedy is not funny, and it just is kind of depressing. You could have cut that out. Also, there's a lot of side characters that could, that are not really needed in the movie. That just, they're there to fill time. Willie Garson's in it for like a second, and a bunch of other characters. You got the piano lady, the that teaches piano lessons. Granted, that's a tool that Murray uses in the movie to play the piano at the end. And but like I said, like it has some padding. That's one problem the movie has. I like Harold Ramis's cameo. That was fun to see. I like the location in PA. It's nice and quiet. There's no loud music there. There's no annoying Spanish people. There's no dumb Brits. Yeah, a comedy without a Brit that's not pandering. Yeah, Ramis didn't have to do that, guys, because Ramis knew how to cast actors. He wasn't some pretentious douche nozzle that's saying, I'm going to be very, very sophisticated and I'm going to cast people from the UK that can't act. No, I don't need that in a comedy. That's why a lot of the comedies have failed in this decade because it's not funny. It's just people having obnoxious accents and not being funny. This is better than that. It isn't a romantic movie that's coming out this year. Guarantee you. That's going to be too meta and too wink, wink, nudge, nudge. You get how stupid romantic comedies are? Here, no, it's not stupid. It's well done. And like I said, the supporting cast is good for the most part. Brian Doyle Murray is in the movie. Bill Murray's older brother. He has a scene with him that that's pretty good. The groundhog is very cute. It looks like a little beaver. And also, yeah, it says it here. This movie got critically acclaimed. That hasn't happened with a comedy since what, The Hangover, the first Hangover. But it doesn't have stupid things like that. It has drinking, but it's not too much of it. And it's a PG movie. It's light. There's no F bombs, so your kids can watch this movie. There's nothing scary in it besides the old man dying. There's no blood. There's no like there's nothing offensive. There's some groping, but that's all there is to it. Yeah, it says it was later attracted critical acclaim as often included as best comedy films. Yeah, it is. And the premise was done better here than in Edge of Tomorrow. People saw that movie and they're like, "Oh, we're gonna see Tom Cruise die again and again and again and again and again in a Halo suit." No one wanted to see that. That's why it flopped. And this movie made more. And this movie only cost $14 million, not 100 and whatever your movie cost. And it didn't have some annoying British chick like Emily Blunt. Fuck you. This is how you do it. Andy McDowell's a better actress than you are, Emily Blunt. And they're like, "Oh, you always say that. You're always against them." I'm like, they're not funny, guys. I never saw a comedy for them unless it's the guys from those Edgar Wright movies. Simon Pegg and Nick Frost. They have good chemistry. But when they do other films with these people that can't act, then you got movies like the Gringo and freaking Spy Who Dumped Me and the Hangover sequels and all these crappy comedy spoofs that we've gotten in the last 10, 15 years. Yeah, that's not comedy, guys. That's winking at the camera. This is real comedy. This is subtle comedy in a fantasy world because, you can't relive the same day, even though I felt like I have. But yeah, the movie is really well done. And if you haven't seen it, watch it. Watch all three of these movies. They're better than any comedies you're going to see this year. Unless it's like Shazam or something or animated, it's not going to be as funny because you don't have to always wink at the camera. Deadpool does that, it works. With recent comedies that yeah, let's just curse, say the F bomb, and talk about penises and vaginas for 2 hours and people will laugh. No, it's a cheap joke and it's run its course. Come up with something new. This film did, and it's a classic in the genre. It didn't have to pander to anyone. And if you don't like it, it's fine. It's a very dry wit humor from Bill Murray. Like, he talks like this, but it's funny because the way he just looks at, he's not winking at the camera. And I like that he does it, he plays it straight, and that's why it's funny. And it's a good movie. It's going to live the test of time. Also, the film deserves I think yeah, this is a bare bones copy. I think the original release has a commentary, and also yeah, the movie it has a long legacy, and people are trying to copy it, and sometimes you can't do better than the original. Hintity hint hint. But anyway, Groundhog Day is a good movie. If you see it as a comedy and a romantic movie with Bill Murray and Andy McDowell being really well casted together, and you just want something a light laugh without it being, oh god, this is going to be so offensive. No, there's nothing offensive in the movie, at least that I didn't see, and it didn't have to pander, which is a good thing because I'm sick of comedies doing that now. Oh, we have to cast a gay actor or somebody British or somebody transgendered or something like this. I'm like, why? It doesn't make any sense. You're just trying to pander. This didn't do that, and I'm glad. But anyway, that's Groundhog Day. It's today's Groundhog Day, so I've reviewed the movie Groundhog Day. 92% it deserves it, or 96%. But anyway, it is what it is, and the movie will live forever in the world of comedy, and it knows what it is. It doesn't have to try to be something that it's not. Uh, yeah. So I don't know what else to say. Yeah, 96%. So yeah. And it says smart, sweet, and inventive. Groundhog Day highlights Murray's dramatic gifts while still leaving plenty of room for laughs. Yeah, exactly. But it doesn't get overly dramatic like some movies like Adam Sandler's Click. That became dramatic for no reason. But anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Take care, and more Rotten Tomatoes month is on the way. See ya.